everybody, welcome to another episode of Let's Play. Today we're taking a look at Warhammer 40,000 9th edition. It's particularly through the Indomitus set, not starter set, but it is a two-player battle box with two starter armies, which we're going to throw down right now in a 50, well, it's 100 power, 50 power each game, walking through the new rules. So if you haven't watched my review of the rulebook, you can go up here in the cards and check it out. The new battle round is fairly simple and fairly similar to the previous 9th edition, but if you've never played Warhammer 40,000 before, we'll take our time, go through all the phases for the first turn, and then finish completing our game. We're going to play the first mission, which is available in the free-to-download core rules, which you can check out linked below as well. It's called Open War, and it's a 4-objective marker, 5-round game where you're trying to score objectives by both killing the enemy warlord and holding zones. We've also painted up the two new starter forces that come in the Indomitus box set, the Necrons and the Ultramarines, and you can take a look at them right now. So we'll show you the armies, we'll show you what comes in the box. The battlefield itself does not, but I've made this out of two kill team box sets, and then we'll get this underway. Now, all right, so here we have the Indomitus starter set. Now remember, the terrain and these two tile mats do not come in the box. This is just what we're using to play the game on. What you get is these two armies. So you're going to get a Ultramarines army with a cool Primaris captain, some Blade Guard with this 3-man squad here with the Storm Shields and Swords, a Lieutenant with a Volkite gun, which is kind of cool, a Storm Shield and Sword, get a Chaplain, Crozius, and a heavy bolt pistol, which is an 18-inch range pistol. You get a Blade Guard Ancient, whose job is just literally to wave around that standard and make the Blade Guards hit on 2+, and maybe fight again on a 4+ when they die. You get a new special character whose name is, oh god, it's already Judiceer for 4 power. And he's got his Hermione Time Turner there, so you can make a unit within 6 fight last, which is pretty cool. You've got some cool new Outriders who are amazing on the charge. They have 6 attacks each with their chain swords and their bonuses for charging. You have a new Assault Intercessor squad, which even though it's got that fast attack logo on it, is actually a troop choice. You can base your army around it. And they've got some Astartes chain swords, which are -1 save, which is pretty cool. They got an AP value. And also heavy bolt pistols, so they shoot 18 inches, even though they're just like regular kind of assault marines. And then you got these new Eradicators with their melta rifles that shoot 24 inches. So they're basically multi-meltas. And if they all shoot the same target, they can shoot twice. I think it's roughly 50 power. I think it's like 47 or 48 power. And of course, the new chapter approved isn't out yet, so we're playing with power today. So we're playing a 100 power game. You get this cool 50 points of Necrons. You get a sweet new Overlord miniature, along with the Royal Warden, who's his little gun buddy next to him. You get 20 Necron warriors, and these are production warriors, so they come with 2 guns. You can arm them either with the short range, Gauss Carbine, no, Gauss Reaper, or the long range regular Gauss flares like before. The Gauss Reaper is strength 5 -2, but it's only got a 14-inch range. Then you got some Canoptic Scarabs. They actually come in the same frame as the warriors. You get 6 of them, because you get 2 frames of warriors. You get over here the Cryptothralls and a, what's he called? Plasmancer. He's kind of like a Cryptek, but he's got like a cool plasmic lance for shooting. And he has the Cryptek keyword too, yeah, but he's like a variant basically. And then 2 little Crypthralls who are good at fighting when they're nearby the Cryptek, which is pretty cool. You get the Canoptic Reanimator. It's kind of like a better Tomb Spider, sort of, with a better gun. And then finally you get some Scorpek Destroyers, which are these big guys over here, and a Scorpek Lord, who is the big giant fighty Killamajig Lord. And last but not least, you get a little upgrade for the Scorpek Destroyers, which is the Plasma Sight, and he can allow you to roll a die. On a 1, one of them dies. On a 2+, they get +1 strength and attack as he overcharges them, which is pretty rad. And that makes both armies 48 power. You get the Edge of Silence campaign packet, which is basically what's going on right now between the Necrons and the Ultramarines, and also all the stats for these models. Now, worth noting, you do want to have the Codex Space Marines and Codex Necrons to play with the full rules for these, because it won't tell you what things like Angels of Death or Living Metal or Reanimation Protocols do. But it is all of the current power levels and stats for the models that come in the box. Then you're going to get this, which is the core rules, the full Warhammer 40,000 core book. It's like 364 pages. Again, you can see my review up in the cards, and it has the core rules for the game. And we're going to jump in right now and show you how to set up a mission and play through the first turn of a battle round, which is done in 7 steps: the command phase, the movement phase, the psychic phase, the shooting phase, the charge phase, the fight phase, and the morale phase. All right, cool. So now that we have built and painted our models, which would be the first thing you're going to do if you're going to play Warhammer 40k, we're going to muster our armies. When you muster your army, there's 2 ways to play. You can play Battle Forged or Unbound. Unbound is simple. Just take the models you like, pay the power level. If you want a balanced game, then just basically add up the units that you have until you have the same power level as your opponent. Power level for a squad is right here in the book. So for instance, my Blade Guard are 5 power, my Assault Intercessors are 5 power, Sometimes you have options, so I can spend an extra 5 power to make my squad 10, which I've done here, and then you just add it all together. So total, I'd have 48 power in this army, being that my captain is 5, my lieutenant, my primary chaplain are 8, so 13, Justiciar is 4, so 17, 10 for the assault intercessors is going to put me at 27, 33, and then 10 more for these 2 units, so 43. And then finally, my Eradicator squads makes me 48. The other way to play is Battle Forge. When you play Battle Forge, your army has to be organized into detachments. Now, because we're playing roughly a 100 power game, we're allowed to have 2 detachments each. So I'm going to take 2 detachments. I'm going to take a patrol, and the patrol is the sort of smallest level of like primary detachment. It requires me to take 1 HQ, so my Primaris captain here, and 1 troop choice, which is my intercessor squad here. So that's the bare minimum. Now, in addition to that, I can have more other units, and what I've done is I've filled in with another HQ, which is the Justiciar, a heavy support choice, which is my Eradicators, and then a fast attack choice, which is my Outriders. Now, to buy a detachment, I have to spend command points. Now, command points you get based on your game size, and because we're playing an incursion, we have 6 points each to spend. Now, usually the detachment containing the general of your army, your warlord, when you nominate them, gets a refund if it's one of the primary detachments. So for me, my patrol refunds me the 2 that I have to spend, and I go back up to 6. Now, unfortunately, I have too many HQs, so I have to buy a second detachment, and it's going to be called a Vanguard. Now, a Vanguard costs me 3 command points to take, so I'm going to go back down to 3 command points for the game. And the command points I spend on various abilities over the course of the game. And it requires me to take 3 elites and a single HQ, and that's what I'm doing. I've got a chaplain, and then my elite choices are my Blade Guard Ancient, my Lieutenant, and my Blade Guard Veterans. And whoops, I mixed something up. Actually, you're standing over here, Justiciar, because you're an elite, and you're standing over here because you're an HQ. So it's actually built like this. It's the Justiciar elite choice for the Blade Guard Veterans, and elite choice for the Ancient, led by him in HQ. And then these 2, the Lieutenant and the Captain, are both HQs, and then 1 troop of fast and heavy. It's going to leave me with 3 command points to play with during the course of the game. Now, for Owen's army, he's taking 2 patrols. First patrol is going to be led by the Plasmancer, and also another HQ, which is the Royal Warden. For troop choices, it's got a 10-man warrior squad. It's got a Crypt Thrall in it, and then a fast attack choice of a unit of Scarabs, and an elite choice, I think, of the Walker, the big Reanimator. The other patrol's got the Scorpec Lord and the Overlord, with the Scorpec Destroyers with the Plasma Sight, and then for its troop choice, it has a unit of Warriors and a fast attack choice for the Scarabs. Now, the Warlord can only come from one of these, though, so one of them will cost him 2 points for a CP pool, and that's going to take him down to a grand total of 4 CPs for the game. All right, so we've mustered our armies. Now we're going to read our mission briefing. And for our mission briefing, we're playing the first mission in the rulebook, which is called Only War. We're playing Incursion, so combined 100 or less power, but between 50 and 100 power, up to 2 hours a game. And we're playing a Combat Patrol Incursion, so we're playing on a 44 by 30 inch battlefield. And that's this right here. It's actually 2 kill team mats that we have put together, but the new mat coming out from Workshop, this is, you buy 2 of these and you have their new full game table size, which is 44 by 60 for 2001 games. And reading the mission briefing for Only War, the time has come to prove your worth as the greatest commander in the galaxy. All that stands between you and ultimate glory is the opposing force bent on your destruction. Destroy the enemy army and secure strategic sites littered around the battlefield while stopping your foe from doing likewise. So I have 2 objectives. We have to slay the Warlord, so he's going to try and kill my captain. I'm going to try and kill his Scorpec Overlord, and we'll get a victory point for that. And then capture and control. There's going to be 4 objective markers on the table. Now, objective markers in Warhammer 40,000 are 40 mil markers. You don't get any in the box, but you could just use a 40 mil base if you want. There's lots of people that make these. These are the 40K Classic tournament objectives from last year's 40K Classic, or maybe 2 years ago. And then anyone within 3 inches counts as contesting it. So using a handy measuring gauge like these ones, you can measure 3 inches from it. Now, this is different from the previous edition, if you've played Warhammer 40K before, where you'd measure from an invisible point in the battlefield, and it actually makes objectives slightly bigger because you measure from the 40 mil base instead. Now, a person controls an objective, typically at the end of their command phase, if they have the most models within range of it. Some armies have special things called objective secured, so for instance, my troop choices all have that, and it means that they will contest no matter the number of models they have. They'll trump, unless the other thing that's contesting them is also a troop choice or objective secured. So basically, his warriors and my assault intercessors can trump the other units in the army as far as holding objectives. And then in this mission, at the end of your command phase, you'll score a point for each one of these you control. The 5th turn, the person with the most points is going to win the Only War mission, and we're now going to set up. So we've done our mission briefing. We create the battlefield. So they recommend a piece of terrain for every square foot of table, even though it's not really square footage, and we've done roughly that. So we have ruins, Now a ruin is an area terrain piece. So for the purpose of this map, we're going to use the circumference of this sort of footprint of the ruin. You can't see to either side of it unless you're bigger. So if you're like a Titanic unit, you have 16 or more wounds, you have to be a big model to see over it. But if you're inside, you can see out and see in, and it provides cover. So it's +1 to your armor save if you're inside it against shooting. We've also got some obstacles, these big like industrial refinery pieces. They're exposed if you're on top of them, typically, and they are blocking. So it means if your unit is behind it but can see over top of it, you'll provide a cover save. Same with these walls, and the walls, their only real difference is if you charge them, you can charge the unit behind a wall within an inch if you get within an inch of the wall, basically. So you can fight over top of them, and it means that even though you can't physically place your model within an inch sometimes, you can fight across the barrier, basically, for melee. +1 saving against shooting and melee, which is kind of handy. And then most of the rest of this is just battlefield obstacles, like these terrain pieces. If you're on top of them, you're exposed. You get no benefits of cover. The other thing in Warhammer 40,000 is you'll typically measure all of your movement. So to get on top of this, you'd have to measure your movement from the furthest point of your base, or the closest point of your base, to the closest point that it's going to end at. So let's say this guy could move, because he ran 10 inches, and he's 5 inches away from this, he'd move 5 inches up to it, but if you want to get on top, you have to measure another 5 inches to climb the vertical surface to go up. Now there's an exception to that. If a piece of terrain is less than an inch tall, you don't have to measure the vertical movement. Or if you have the fly rule, which certain models have, then you ignore the vertical movement too. I think your big...
Little guys definitely.
Your scarabs, I think, maybe have fly, which allows them to go over top. So for your army, the Plasmancer and the, because he's got no legs, and the scarabs all have fly, which means they can move over terrain. All right, so now we deploy our forces. Once the battlefield's been created, the players must roll off. So we're going to roll 2 dice. Oh, sorry, actually, before we do that, we have to place our objectives. We're going to roll off now. Now, a roll off is we both roll a number of dice, and whoever rolls the highest, re-rolling ties, gets to do whatever the action is first. Nicely done. So I get to place the first objective. Now they can be placed anywhere on the table, not within 6 of an edge or 9 of each other. So I'll start off by putting one right in the middle of the board, and then you get to place 2. We go back and forth until they're all placed. I'll put one here. Sweet. Roll off again for deployment. And I get a 3, you get a 4, so you get to place first, and you get to choose which side you place on. So now, deployment for this mission, again, because it doesn't really dictate table size, is 12 inches from the center line of the table, going this way, so going back and forth. So you get to pick one of these halves of the table, and because this is going to be 44 inches, or sorry, 60 inches, no, 44 inches, you'll have 22 minus 12, 10-inch deployment.
We'll go on the side that has 2 objectives.
That's 2 objectives, that makes sense. So 10-inch deployment. Now, deployment has to be wholly inside your deployment zone, so wholly inside the strip of board basically you're eligible to deploy in, and that means every part of the base of the miniature needs to be inside that zone. All right, so we're going to go back and forth, having you place your lord in deployment, placing a unit at a time until all units are placed. If one person finishes deploying first, then the other person keeps deploying until all their units are down. We'll be back after we deploy. All right, so we're deployed. Now, the armies have been put down. In the advanced game, there's additional things you can do prior to deployment, such as you can put models in reinforcement. Now, you'll see that coming up later on this week, Tuesday through Friday, as we play 4 more full games of 40K. For the purpose of this game, though, we've deployed our deployment zones. I've got my Judiseer? Yeah. Judiseer, it's like a War Machine name, and I keep messing it up because I think it's it's like a Menoth unit.
Judicar.
Judicar? Are you sure?
There's an IAR.
It's IAR, so that's why I think it's a C. It's like a S instead of a K.
No, the I is silence. It's Judicar.
No, okay, fine. And then we got my Outriders.
He judicates.
He judicates, that's fair. We've got my, it's a made-up Latin word. It's probably not. It's probably a real Latin word. Someone's going to yell at me on the internet now.
You don't judiciate.
Okay, my Eradicators are up here, so they can see down from their cover. And then over here, we've got my 10-man unit of Assault Intercessors. Now, they can actually split into 2 5-man units if I want them to before the game starts during deployment with combat squads. It's a rule they have, but I'm not going to bother. And then all the command staff just hanging out together. We got the captain, the chaplain, and the lieutenant. Now, they're important. They all have aura abilities, where units within 6 of them can do stuff, so it's worth me taking this as a big blob, basically, and having it all to go together. So he can make people re-roll. His is just in melee. His is all the time. This guy with the banner gives +1 to melee attacks to hit for the guys with the swords, and this guy lets everybody within 6 reroll wounds. So it looks like there's just like a big party posse of heroes here. Well, there's a reason for that. It's because that's how the Space Marines are designed. They're a big company of heroes. Oh, and he's got something similar. His lords can do a skill called My Will Be Done. They can pick a unit and give it +1 to hit. And he's got his 2 10-man warrior units here, flanking the Overlord in the front. The Plasmancer with his 2 little Crypt Thralls, and the Reanimator in the back. And then he's got his unit of what's it called? Scarabs, and then in this building is the Scorpec Destroyer Lord with the Scorpec Destroyers. A couple things worth noting, there are additional things you get in your codex that we will be using today. The one I'll be using is a rule called Angels of Death. It allows me some things called Tactical Doctrines. It allows me to reroll my morale checks during the morale save that you'll see later on. And it also gives me some skills like Strike Assault and the Boots on the Ground skill where I get to hold objectives and trump. Now, the important ones over here is going to be my Will Be Done. Sorry, Reanimation Protocols and Living Metal. Reanimation Protocols allow these guys to roll a die at the start of each turn, so during the command phase. And on a 5 or 6, a slain model, you roll a die for each slain model in a unit with that rule. On a 5/6, that model gets set back up. So basically, think of like the Terminator, the robots just put themselves back together again. Certain abilities can add to that or allow them to re-roll it. So the Warriors have a rule called, I think, Immortal Legions.
Their number is Legion.
Their number is Legion, where they re-roll ones for that check, basically, because there's just lots and lots and lots of them. And then Living Metal is the heroes get a wound back at the start of every command phase. Although I think it may be increased in the future to D3, but for right now, I'm pretty sure it's just a wound. With that skill, actually. So I think some of your other stuff might have that skill too. Does the Reanimator have that?
So the Warden does, who's hanging out.
Yep,
the Overlord does.
I know both Overlords do, I'm pretty sure.
The Plasmancer does.
Cool,
The
all the characters.
Scorpec does. The Destroyers do not.
And the Reanimator?
And the Reanimator does.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So everything that's not the Scarabs and the Warriors and the Scorpic Destroyers get their wounds back. So with our forces deployed and our Warlords chosen, we won't be using our bespoke Warlord traits for this game, but we will pick a relic. The basic Warlord trait in the rulebook is just called Inspiring Leadership, so friends within 6 basically get +1 of their leadership characteristic. And we've got some in our own book, but we're just going to try and keep this simple for the course of the Let's Play. But you can pick a relic if you want. You've got a cool relic for the Necrons that gives you +1 to your toughness and wounds.
Yeah. It's called an ability. It does things. I don't remember.
Okay.
It's an old one. Temperamental Weave, I think.
Temperamental Weave? Sweet.
Something like that.
My captain's going to take the Ultramarines relic, the Sanctic Halo. It gives him a 3+ invulnerable save. And the super sweet thing about that is that he can also deny a psychic power. Not that there's any psychers on the table, but it's like basically space magic, and that's handy when you don't have a wizard. Forces deployed, determine the first turn. We'll roll a die, and once again roll off to see who's going first. Well, that certainly beat my one, so, and you can choose to either go first or second, up to you.
You can go first.
I'll go first, sweet. Pre-battle rules would happen now, and then we begin the battle with the first battle round. Each battle round, both players take it in turns to go through these 7 steps. Now we start with the command phase. I have 3 command points. Now I can spend them on a whole bunch of different things, but for the purpose of this game, the most important ones are, I can reroll a single test, basically, like to hit, to wound, to make a morale check, to roll a charge, or to cast or deny a psychic power for a CP. I can spend 2 CPs to ignore a morale check, and I can use 2 CPs after one of the bad guy units has fought to immediately fight with one of my units. Those are all super important, and this bank is going to go up in the command phase by 1 every turn, as long as I'm playing a Battleforge game, which I am. So I go to 4 command points at the start of the command phase, and then any rules that happen in the command phase would happen now. For instance, in this one, it would be scoring. Now, neither of us are within 3 inches of any of these objectives, so we're not going to score any victory points. And we're going to move on to the next phase, which is the movement phase. So in the movement phase, you're going to move equal number of inches to your movement stat. And the stat lines are pretty simple. You've got your movement value there in inches. So my captain can move 6 inches. Other relevant stats, that's how he punches in melee. That's the dice roll I need to shoot somebody. This is his strength, his toughness, how many hit points and damage he can take, his wounds, how many attack dice he rolls in melee, his leadership stat, which is basically what he does when he's taking morale or various tests, and his saving throw, which is the dice roll I need to avoid taking a wound when somebody hits me. I've got all his weapons and stuff here too, but for the purpose of this first thing, it's just how far do I move. I measure from the nearest edge to nearest edge, so I don't go past this, and I'll move up 6 inches to there. Now there's different types of move you can take. I'm taking a normal move right now. If I wanted to advance, I could roll a die and add it to his move. And if I was within an inch of the enemy at the beginning and I didn't want to fight them, I could also fall back, which is to run away. For my chaplain, he also moves 6 inches. In fact, all of my infantry does. So I'm going to move up 6 inches with him as well. I'm going to take the zones and hopefully hold them for next turn. And we'll walk around. Everybody else moving forward, staying inside their little bubble of friendship. So the Blade Guard veterans moving in behind and just basically using their previous relative positions to move forward. He's going to go forward too. Now for the other units, my Assault Intercessors, I think I'm actually going to run. So I'm going to make an advance move. I'll roll a die. and add 5 to my movement. So instead of walking just 6, they're going to walk 11. So I'll move this guy up his 11. So he's going to go 6 to that little point right there, and then 5 more. And that'll put me within 3 of that objective, which is cool. And everyone else will come in behind. They've advanced, and that's going to keep them from doing stuff later on in the shooting phase, like shooting their guns. But I can use CPs to do something called Overwatch, which I'll explain later on if someone decides to charge me. Then these Eradicators are going to move up, and they'll come stand behind this wall for some sweet, sweet cover, because there is something between us and them. And then my bikes will go. And the bikes can go, I think, 10 inches? They're pretty zippy fast. They are bikes 14. So here's 8 to here, and then 6 inches more. Oof, they love to party. This guy's gonna run. Oh, and go 12. So he gets to basically move twice, 6, and then 6 again. He's gonna go hang with them. Oh, my Eradicators actually only moved 5. I'm pretty sure they were still okay because they were on this base. Sure. Yeah, they were fine. But they're actually a little bit slower because they got big, super heavy armor. Next up is the Psychic phase. And the Psychic phase isn't going to be relevant for this demo because there's no Psychers on the table, but that's when our Space Wizards cast Space Magic at each other. The big important thing to remember is you can cast number of powers equal to your power. You roll 2 dice. Every power has a warp charge. You have to roll equal to or higher than. So the general one, everyone has a smite, roll 2 dice. If I roll 5 or higher, in this case I didn't, it would manifest the power, and then you'd read the text, and whatever the power is would basically happen. Now, you can also deny the witch, which means if you have someone like my captain, who, because of his relic, can try and stop psychic powers, you have to roll 2 dice and then try and beat the roll your opponent got. So in this case, if I'd gotten that 5 off and rolled an 8, I would have beaten the roll and canceled the power. Moving to the shooting phase now, and the shooting phase is pretty simple. You pick a unit, you select the target for all of its weapons, you roll the dice to hit and to wound, and they make saves for those attacks, move to the next unit, repeat until all units have fired. So I'm going to start with these guys, my Outriders. Now they have twin bolt rifles, and each of them has basically 2 shots. Now because of their cool chaptery rules, they can rapid fire even though the Space Marine Codex stuff, they can rapid fire even though they've moved because they're relentless, the bikes are. And that means that they shoot twice in half range. Space Marines, because of their cool ability to hold guns, can shoot twice even if they aren't within half range as long as they don't move. The bikes count as never having moved. So with each one having 2 shots, they'll double down, so from 6 normally to 12. And that is my twin bolt rifle. It has a 30-inch range, so actually I might have even been inside of half with this guy, because that's 8, and then 7 more. So yeah, even though I moved, actually these front 2 guys could do it anyway. And then you look at their ballistic skill, which is their shooting ability. Every die that scores a 3 or higher will hit, a 1 or a 2 will miss. Rolling these dice, I roll the dice, I take away the 1s and 2s. I got 2 misses. Now I have to compare the strength of the weapon, which is 4, the S value, to the toughness of a Necron warrior, which is also 4. So the general rule is, if your strength is higher, on a 3, 4, 5, or 6 will wound. If it's equal, like in this case, a 4, 5, or 6 will wound. And if it's less, a 5 or 6 will wound. Now, there's some exceptions. If you're double, it's a 2 or better. If you're half or less, it's a 6 or better. So you have a sliding scale of what you need to roll based on how strong your weapon is and how tough your opponent is. So in this case, we're tied, strength 4, toughness 4. 4s, 5s, and 6s will cause damage. So take away the 1s, 2s, and 3s, and we've got 3, 7 wounds against this unit of Necron warriors. And they make a save. Now they have a save stat of 4, 5, or 6, and I have an AP stat of -1. So you have to roll 4, 5, or 6 7 times, but you're -1 to all your dice rolls. So let's see what you get. So the 6s become 5s, and they still pass, and those ones all become less than 4 anyway, and that means 5 of these Necron warriors buy it, and he gets to pick and remove 5 models. They each take a wound, they have 1 wound each. And that's the damage value of the bolt rifle.
We're going to keep the guys that are in cover.
There you go. So every failed armor save causes 1 wound, and these guys have 1 wound each, which means that dudes come off. Actually, your 4s would have passed, actually, because you're in cover. That's right. Because you're +1 to your save and -1 for my bolt rifle. So your 4s, 5s, and 6s all would have passed. And those guys in the area train will get motorized. All right, and we'll keep track of that because there's a morale phase we have to take later, and we'll move on to the next unit. Now, they ran, so they can't shoot. They advanced. They advanced, so they can't shoot. So the Eradicators can shoot a unit within 24. To measure the 24 any time, I'm actually just going to try and shoot, I think, the Warrior Squad. Now they have a special rule where if they all aim at the same target, they get to shoot twice. So normally, the Eradicators have a Assault 1 weapon. So the Assault means that they can move and shoot it up to their full range. So 1 shot at 24 inches. When resolving attacks, they're half range, they do extra damage. It's -4 to the save, so almost no one gets a save against it, and it does D6 damage, although it's irrelevant if a model only has 1 wound. But total obliteration in your shooting phase, you can declare this unit will only shoot a single target, and if you do, select one target unit, and every model can shoot twice. So it's going to be 6 shots targeting that warrior unit, also hitting on a 3+, because that's their ballistic skill, 3+. 1s and 2s go away.
Hey, we didn't all die.
And you didn't all die. And then strength 8 against toughness 4, so it's double. So on a 2 or better, these guys get melted. So 3 get melted. 1 survives because I roll a 1.
2 die. 2 survive.
-4 to your save, so even with the +1, nobody can roll a save. Any other shooting? Well, these guys have heavy bolt pistols. They can all shoot 18 inches, but I don't think anybody's in range. This fellow with the Volkite, though, might be in range. Only shoots 15. It's even shorter range. So that's my shooting phase over. The only times you can't shoot is if you're locked in combat. If you're within 1 inch of the enemy, you're too busy fighting to do any shooting. None of my units are, obviously, so I just got to shoot. In the charge phase, there's 2 steps to it. You charge, so if a unit's within 12, you can declare a charge. None of my units are. But when you do that, you roll 2d6, and if you roll equal to or less than the distance of engagement, so basically to get within an inch of your opponent, then you get into melee, so you pile in and fight them. That's why it's 12 inches, because you can never roll more than 12 on 2 dice. No one here is, so I don't get to try to make any charges this turn, and that means no one heroically intervenes. When you're done charging, characters can jump into fights to try and save their friends. And then we move on to the melee phase. No one's in melee, and then we're going to move on to the morale phase. Fight phase, we skip because no one gets into a fight, and then we go to morale. Now, morale's a pretty simple process. If a unit suffers casualties during a turn, they have to roll a die and add the number of casualties they took and compare it to their leadership. So your Necron warriors have a leadership of 10, which means they're pretty brave, but they took 8 casualties. So what you'd have to do, just to simulate it, you can decide to do something different later on. Roll a die.
For the sake of it.
Yeah, on a 1 you'll pass. Nope, or a 2. That's right, so you passed here. But let's say you rolled a 3, 4, 5, or 6. You fail. One guy will automatically die from running away, and everybody else in the unit has to roll a die and make what's called a combat attrition test. On a 1, a model from the unit runs away and dies. On a 2 or better, they're okay. You're -1 if the unit's below half, like this one is. So let's say that guy ran away, rolled down a 1 or a 2, the other guy would also run. No, he'd be okay and he'd keep fighting.
Terrifying.
Owen's not going to worry about that. He's just going to tend 2 command points.
Even though I passed.
Even though you passed. and do insane bravery to make sure this unit doesn't have to check. And that's one of the ways you can spend command points, is if a unit takes really heavy casualties, because he wants to be able to make his reanimation roll, he's not going to risk making the check, and he's going to spend the 2 CPs to make sure these guys just stay in the fight, and hopefully some of them come back. It's the end of my turn 1, so it's on to Owen's turn 1. We're going to repeat the process. So command phase, he gets a CP back.
Yeah, back to 3.
Then he gets to make his reanimation protocols and his living metal. So living metal, nobody's wounded, it's a character.
Within 9, he's going to give this squad +1 to their reanimation.
Sweet, so that's his ability, the reanimator, obviously, right there in the name. He's going to make these guys come back.
He does what
better.
he does, yep.
Yeah, and they get to reroll 1. So you're going to get to roll 8 dice, and every 4, 5, or 6 a guy's going to come back into that unit, get placed within an inch, and on a 1 you can reroll the die.
The reason it's 8 is because 8 died.
That's right. Roll for all the casualties. Oh, relevant.
All those ones.
Only 4s and 1s, that's sweet.
So 2 do not come back.
So 2 don't come back, but they can try again next turn to put their arms and legs back on. And they get placed within an inch of a model that's currently alive. Now, what's important to note here is also coherency. Models that aren't within range of a certain number of friends will be removed during the morale phase. And I should have probably mentioned that during the morale check. If a unit has 6 or more models, and look what he's doing here. He's moving out.
We're moving the melee guns up.
The melee guns. Also you're going to score this now. If a model's not in range of 2 or more friends, if it has 6 or more models, then those models will die. So it has to have enough friends nearby with big units. If it's got less than 6 dudes, though, you're okay not having them all clumped together. Right, so end of the command phase now, you check your victory points. You're within 3, so you control this. You're going to get a single VP. One more thing, your 2 lords can actually pick 2 units to my will be done.
Just the 1.
That's right. Oh, your other lord doesn't do it? Oh, he doesn't do it? Okay, sweet.
For destruction.
Oh, sweet, okay. So you get +1 to hit now for the big unit of warriors. These guys over here? Cool. Yeah. And now you'll score a VP at the end of the phase. Command phase is over, movement phase. So all your guys get to move. I think all your warriors move 5 or 6.
I think they move 5.
Or nicely speeding everybody up, though, with an ability. He's
Relentless March. All friendly Dynasty units within 6 make a move or an advance. They get +1 to that distance.
Sweet, but not a fallback. So they don't fall back plus, but they move an advance plus. He's going to walk up 6 because of the +1.
They're going to relentlessly advance.
And get within murder gun range. Now, the Necron warriors use, like, weird interdimensional death rays. So most of them want to get really close. They can rapid fire 12 inches. They get 1 shot at 24, 2 shots within 12. And half of them, I think, you've built with the super murder guns.
The Reapers.
Yeah, yes. Which are really good within 14. They're even better versions of the Gauss Flare. Destroyer's going to wander out too.
Their Plasma Sight is also within 6 because he's part of the team. So they walk 9.
Well, they do have 8. They do have cool crab legs. So that makes sense that they're pretty quick.
They also have big old spinning blade hands.
They do have big old spinning blade hands. That's true.
And then our Soapback Lord is in the same boat. He walks 9 as well, and he'll just hang out with his minions with a big fluncing claw.
Being the biggest and the best. These guys?
Yeah, we should move up with them too.
They like
I'm gonna go pick fights with those motorcycles. Killed me, did you?
That's right. Should have finished us off.
Ready to be assaulted.
I'm getting ready to get charged by some warriors.
The little scarabs.
I think they go 10 or 12.
They go 10.
And
these
they fly,
ones will
though.
actually go 11, and they
That's
fly.
right. Yep.
So they ignore vertical distance.
Yep.
So they're gonna go basically 9, and then 2 more.
2 more, and then drop down.
And flip and roll.
Stick the landing, and go screen.
Yeah, we're gonna go within 6. So they're just gonna hang out behind.
Be ready to hold the zone next turn.
Yeah, back up.
Stay the objectives. Row word and walk 6, 7. Oh, that's right, 5 plus 1. Yep. And now there's a rule called breaching for the ruins. You don't have to, for area terrain rules, measure up and down the vertical distance. The assumption is that all
assuming you're in infantry.
The infantry models, that's right, can breach through like the windows or knock down the walls or find a spot to squeeze through. It's handy because it means that ruins aren't quite as hard to navigate as they were in the previous edition if you played other 40k. And then your lord, just spreading his aura around.
I'm going to move the Plasmancer up. He walks 6 as well. He actually flies because he has no legs. And then he's going to bring up his little minions, his
Crypto Thralls.
And then the Reanimator will walk on its spindly legs. I have no idea how fast it moves.
Probably pretty fast. It also kind of has long legs. 10? 8? Yeah.
So it can go 9. It's mostly going to just hang out in the back, though.
It's just projecting its aura, fixing guys?
Yeah. It's actually really short-range guns. It's only range 12. So he'll just hang out in the back. You want to keep both of those units nearby, just in case. See who I have to pick when the time comes.
To be murdered. Movement phase, you got some special rules on your Plasmancer. He can try and throw some tasty death.
Yeah, he's a harbinger of destruction. So at the end of my movement phase, so long as I didn't advance or fall back, I select the nearest visible unit within 18 inches, and I roll 3 dice. For each 4+, you take a mortal wound.
So now mortal wounds are different from wounds. You get no save against them, and they spread through units. So even if you only have a single wound, it doesn't just shrug off like damage does. It would bleed into the next guy over. So 3 dice.
These guys are clearly the closest.
You got it.
Each 4+. Nothing.
Hooray!
And that's how that goes.
That guys basically slowly melt around him, which is pretty cool.
He does it again in melee.
Ugh, nice.
So you'll take it twice if you're fighting him in combat. So then we're on to shooting, which is the bulk of my turn.
So starting with the Scarpack Destroyer.
The Soapback Lord is going to go first. He's the only one with a gun out of this little party posse. But it's a pretty good gun. He's going to use his Enmitic Annihilator, range 18. It's assault 2d3, so I roll to see
how many shots it gets.
Random shots.
So 2 shots. So D3 is when you roll D6 and halve rounding out.
I could CP it, and
you
because
could?
it's 2d3, I'd reroll both.
You reroll the whole thing, yep.
So I'm gonna
the
do
command
that.
point. Cool. To do a reroll, tactical reroll.
4.
So 4. That's double down. That's not bad.
So he hits on 2s.
Yeah, right. 2+ to hit. And who's he shooting at?
He's going to shoot these guys.
Cool. So now it's worth noting that my characters here, 1, 2, 3 of them, have the character rule. They can't be shot unless they're the nearest target. So he has to shoot this unit or the Blade Guard right now, because everybody else is, or the Outriders.
I could shoot the Blade Guard.
Yeah.
But I'm going to shoot those guys, because that's what I said. Oh, actually, it's a blast weapon.
So I have 6 or more models, so the lowest number you could have rolled for your number of shots was 3. So you have 6 shots instead of 3.
No, it's total shots. It's not per dice.
Oh, total shots, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not
as good. Got it, okay.
But anyway, he hits on 2s. He rerolls 1s because he is hardwired for destruction.
That makes sense.
And then it is strength 6.
Is he a Metallica song?
He might be. He's also united in destruction.
Oh, great.
Strength 6. So
okay.
3
so it's toughness 4, so it's higher, so 3's to wound.
3 at -1.
3 at -1, okay. My Space Marines have a 3+ save. -1 will be a 4+ save. We're going to cover back to a 3+ save. I roll all 4 pluses, so even if I was out of cover, I'm okay.
I also reroll 1s to wound.
Oh, sweet.
Take 1 more.
1 more, okay. 1 additional wound. We're good. Another 4+. He's done shooting, so next unit.
We'll go on to the non-they will be done warriors, and we're gonna just take pot shots at these guys.
So now half these guys have flares, and half these guys have
Reapers.
The Reapers are at long range, so they get 1 shot each. The flares are at short range, so they're gonna get 2 shots each.
So we'll do the front rank of Reapers.
So they're strength 5 -2 save. The other ones are strength 4 -1 save.
Exactly. 3s to hit with the Reapers. No mods. And 3s to wound. 1 at -2.
1 at -2. Okay, so it's going to be -1 overall from the modifiers, and I'm good with the 5.
And then 3s for the rest.
Ugh. And then 4s to wound, strength 4 against toughness 4.
2.
2 more saves at -1 +1, so 3 or better. Take a wound, so these guys have 2 wounds each, which means 1 will be wounded. And he'll take the next wound until he dies, so we'll win this back guy here. All done shooting, so next squad.
Over here. So
Firing
everybody's in good range for these guys, and 4 of them have Reapers.
Ugh.
So they're going to have
8 shots with Reapers.
And then 8
shots with the other ones, yeah, because 2 guys are dead. You took 1 of each.
That's right. So hitting on 2s, though.
Because of mine will be done, +1 to hit.
Will be done. These are the Reapers. And then toughness 5, right?
Toughness 5 on the bikes, yeah.
So 4s to wound. Okay. 6 at -2.
Alright, so 6 at -2. I'm a 3+ save normally. I'm going to be -2, so I need a 5 or 6 to save this. They have 4 wounds each. So I pass 1. So 1 guy dies, and 1 guy's got a wound on him. Another 8 shots with the strength 4 guns now, the Gauss rifles. Hitting on 2s.
Wounding on 5s.
Yep, because it's lower than, not a single wound. Well, those Reapers have paid for themselves. Last gun.
Our big man, you're not quite within 12. So he's only going to get 2 shots instead of 4.
The Royal Warden.
With his Gauss.
I think he hits on 2s.
Oh, he hits on 3s.
Oh, 3s, okay.
He has a Relic Gauss Blaster.
Ooh.
3s.
Not today. 2-1, so he's going to miss.
Do I want to shoot a Tachyon arrow?
You can pick 1 model, and what is it? You roll...
No, it's just a gunshot now.
Oh, is it a gunshot now? Okay, sweet.
Shoot it once per game.
Oh, I'm thinking of Time Zero, which is the relic that your Overlord has, isn't it? Attacking at these guys?
Yeah.
So how does it work?
So it's just a range 120-inch gun. Assault 1, strength 12, -5, and D6 damage.
Oof.
So he hits on 2s, and then it wounds on 2s, and you have no save, and it kills you.
So just kills one of the Eradicators. They have 3 wounds each, and they don't have 2+ save.
Damage.
You did 5 damage. He just melts. Once per game. He
You.
just points and goes, you, and that guy dies. Reanimator is a 12-inch gun, but he's out of range right now.
Yeah.
And so that's shooting phase over, and we're into the charge phase. Do you want to charge anybody?
Oh, no, we're not done yet.
Oh, we're not? Okay.
We have a plasmic lance on this.
Oh, cool. He's got a long-range gun.
Yeah, and he's going to shoot it at these guys.
Sure.
It's Assault D3, notably not a blast weapon. So
Okay. So it doesn't get maximum
1 shot.
or minimum 3.
Hitting on 3s. He hits. Strength 7.
So 3s to wound. It's higher.
-3 to the save.
Okay, -3 +1, so -2. I need a 5, 6. Nope.
Does 2 damage.
2 damage, so it's going to kill this guy. So now, any damage that isn't mortal wounds in excess of your wound stat is just ignored and moved to the next guy. So 2 wounds on this 1 wound guy will just kill him, but no wounds will pile over to the next guy. Or for realsies into the charge phase. Who wants to charge?
I don't know if anyone wants to charge. I feel like everyone dies if we charge. And these guys are a little bit too far away to really get in there, because
Cool.
these chunkuses are in the way.
And you have the option of overwatching, which is a CP, to have one of your units shoot me before I move into charging, and you'll only hit on 6s, but it does give you another round of shooting, basically. All right, so with no charging, that means there's no fight phase, and we skip right on to the morale phase. So I lost a model here. Their leadership, I believe, is 7 on the sergeant. You take the highest leadership in the unit. And then you roll a dice and add the number of casualties.
He's 8, actually.
He's 8. Well, I got 6 plus 1 is 7, so I don't fail my morale because his morale's 8. These guys, I think, are the same thing. Sergeant probably is 8. So 1 plus 2 is 3. It's less than my morale. I'm okay. The assault intercessors, 2 plus 1 is fine. Even if I'd failed this, I can actually reroll the die because of my Angels of Death roll. All right, well, that's end of round. So we now move on to my command phase. So I gain a CP and go to 5. And we're into the second of 5 battle rounds. Now, we're going to go to command phase. I don't have any command phase stuff really to do. I can chant a litany with my chaplain. He's going to chant the Litany of Hate. On a 3+, he gains an aura where people re-roll their misses. He's going to do it. 3+. No, I fail with a 1. That's it for my pre-turn abilities. So, end of the command phase, I'm going to score. And I'll score 1, 2 of these and go to 2. The most models within 3. And so now we're going to start moving again. And head up our 14 inches. Now we have to stay outside of an inch. You can't go within engagement range during a normal move. So we're going to move up to here, staying outside of an inch. The assault intercessors are going to move and do much the same thing. Staying outside of an inch, going 6. The Judicature, Care, going to move up. Allocators will sit still. Captain Murder Pants is going to move up. And his big killamajig and his relic shield. We're going to move the chaplain as well. His job is no longer as important because he failed to get off his cool aura. So he's gonna get out of the way.
No one was listening.
No one decided to listen to his rant. Do we even bother? I'll move you up slightly and stand you on this side of the objective, because then your aura can project for the lieutenant. We'll move up the Blade Guard veterans, because they want to potentially charge this round. And their ancient will also move up behind. All right, psychic phase. Nobody knows any space wizardry, so we're going to move past that to the shooting phase. And we will start with, I guess, these guys. And they're just going to rock their bolters again into this unit of warriors. So 2 shots each go to 4 because they're rapid firing. Rapid fire 2, meaning 2 shots or double shots at half range. Hitting on 3s. Now, was I smart enough to move my captain in range? I was not. So hitting on 3s, no rerolls. 1s and 2s go away. And then, that's right, 4s to wound, strength 4 against toughness 4, tied. That goes away, just 2.
4 up goes to 5 up.
4 goes to 5 up.
1.
Yep, you got it.
I died.
2 guys lay down. How you go? All right, so let's do, I guess, the assault intercessors, and they have a great many heavy bolt pistols. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They shoot 18 inches, and they can even shoot in melee, which is a cool thing about the pistol ability. They are within 6 inches of both the lieutenant and the captain, so the aura ability is going to stack. They're going to reroll 1s to hit in shooting, and 1s to hit in, or 1s to wound when they're wounding. So 9 shots into the same unit of warriors. 3s, rerolling 1s, because El Capitan's there. 1s and 2s go away, and then strength 4 against toughness 4, but they're -1 save, which is pretty cool because they're heavy. Reroll that 1, and it's 1, 2, 3 saves at -1 for those warriors.
1 saves, rather.
That's right. The Judas here is going to do the same thing. Oh, geez. He's going to... Yeah, he's going to shoot his pistol into them on a 3, and then on a 4, it's a heavy bolt pistol. It doesn't wound. Roll a 2. It's strength 5, actually, not strength 4. We'll do the heavy bolt pistol on him into, I guess, the warrior squad as well. On a 2+ now, because the captain's pistol is real good. He rerolls once because he's very proud of himself, because his aura affects him as well. And then it's strength 4, so 4s to wound. Wounds, -1.
He's okay.
He laughs. The chaplain also has an absolver bolt pistol, strength 5. So hitting on 2s, sorry, 3s rather. He hits, it's strength 5 for 3s, and then it's -1.
Nope.
Nope, none of really, these guys falls down.
Amusingly, but...
Amazing. Blade Guard veterans will shoot. They're going to shoot theirs into, I think, the...
Destroyers?
These little guys.
The mice?
The mice. They're +1 hit because their standard is there, so hitting on 2s. And they reroll 1s to wounds, wounding on 3s, strength 4 against toughness 3. So 1, 2, 3 at -1 from the heavy bolt pistols. They have a 6+ armor save, and they're not in cover, so I think they just take 3 wounds.
That's right.
Their ancient is going to do the same thing, hitting on a 2+, because he gets his own +1, and then wounding on a 3+. That's heavy bolt pistol. Nope, rolls a 2 and doesn't do it. All right, so the lieutenant gets to shoot his pistol twice, and he hits on 2s, I believe, with shooting.
Yep, range 15.
Range 15. Every 6 he rolls to hit with his Volkite gun is a mortal wound in addition. Yeah, total wound, sorry, is a mortal wound in addition to normal damage. And it's damage 2. So hitting on 2s.
Who are you shooting?
I'm shooting the same...
Scarabs?
Scarabs, yeah. Okay. And then wounding on strength 4 against toughness...
Strength 5.
Strength 5, 3s. So 3s. 2 wounds and a 6. So somebody takes a mortal wound first, and then 2 6-up armor saves.
Make 1, or else he dies 2. Nope.
Nope, so another one dies, 4 damage. So 4 damage, they have 4 wounds. It's just these guys left, and they're going to shoot into... I'm tempted to shoot him, because he makes your reanimate worse, and that's a big deal.
He's also going to shoot you like 12 times.
He's also going to shoot me like a bajillion times if I don't. The Scorpion Destroyers are scary, and they're going to murder a unit, but I don't want guys coming back, so that's what I'm going to do. They're going to focus their fire into the reanimator. He's pretty tough. He's got, what, toughness 7?
Toughness 5.
Toughness 5? And how many wounds?
6.
6. Oof. So 4 shots on 3s. Just 2 hits.
Start.
No, not a good start. I'm going to spend a die to tactical reroll, I think. Go down to 4 CPs, and I'm going to reroll one of these 2s. And I'm going to screw it up, and we're going to roll 1. No, I hit you. And it's strength 8 against toughness 5, so it's 3s to wound. But I got no ability to reroll this now because I burned my tactical reroll for the phase. I can do that once per phase. 1, 2, 3. Then -4.
I got no save against that.
So 3d6 damage. Now is where I'll screw it up. Now I do 12 damage.
He does not explode, so he just falls down.
He just falls down and melts into a pile of slag. All 6, strength 6 -2. It's probably for the best that I killed that guy. And that looks like all of my shooting in the shooting phase. So now we're into the charge phase, and I got some decisions to make.
With elongated claws.
Elongated claws? It sounds gross. So we're going to start off by charging these guys into this Necron Warrior Squad. So once per phase, you can use a CP to overwatch, which means shoot before I charge. I assume this little 3-man Warrior Squad is left to their fate. Are you going to overwatch against my bikes? No, okay. So I roll 2d6, and if I make it within an inch... Oh, I just barely do, because I'm within 3 inches. Hey. So we're going to go to there. And like that, successfully charged. So now I got to pick my next unit to go. And I guess we do the Assault Intercessors, and they're going to charge into your Warrior Squad and this squad of Scarabs.
We'll do the Overwatch.
You do the Overwatch? Cool.
No, we won't. We want to be able to interrupt.
So you want to save your CPs. You only got 2 CPs left, so he could either shoot me or he could fight first, or after I do a round of fighting in the fight phase. So you're choosing to do that. Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to charge in.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 9. So a model has to make it to both units, otherwise I fail my charge. So with 9 inches, I got lots of room to move over here.
We actually just have to
fly down.
You could have made it. You didn't have to go to both, but you had to make it to both guys.
Right. And I can't come within an inch of him because I didn't declare a charge against him. I'm going to go down here.
Oh, he's not even going to fight the warriors. I wanted to heroically pile in.
You can heroically pile in.
With my Overlord.
And then my Judas here is going to go. Ooh. He's going to charge into just the warriors.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm going 9 as well. So he's going to fight over here. My captain's going to charge into just the warriors.
Sweet.
Okay.
I can't overwatch now.
Can't overwatch now, yeah. I'm going to go 8.
Looks good.
And that's enough to get in over here. I think the Blade Guard are going to make it now. The Blade Guard are going to try and charge the warriors and the Scarabs. Let's see if they can do it. In a big charge here. I haven't used my reroll yet this phase, so I do have 1 do-over if I roll terrible. I roll 7. Oh, I don't think that makes it. With an 8? Am I with an 8? No, not quite. I got to reroll it. So I'm going to reroll that die.
Amusingly, you have to reroll both now.
That's right.
It used to be roll 1 die.
That's right. Now it's the test, so I have to reroll the whole thing. I got to get at least an 8 here. Boxcars, that works too. And they go. All day, air day, apparently.
Because you did have to make it to him, too.
That's right. I gotta make it to both.
To get to the Scarabs.
Well, you can do that later. I think everybody else just sits back to hold zones. Try and charge the Blade Guard, Ancient. I have to roll like a boxcar to do it, just into the Scarab, yeah. Let's see if I make it. Yeah. 10?
That's pretty good.
That's 8. I need to be within 4. Yep, I am.
9, 10. Yeah, you're within.
Sweet.
Right on the cusp of an inch, basically.
Oh yeah. All right, everybody else is just gonna stand back and hold zones because we need to hold these objectives, and that's all our charge phase done. So now at the beginning of the fight phase, I have to declare somebody to time turner. Sorry, actually before that, you get to do any heroic interventions if someone's within 3. I don't think any of your heroes. He could do it actually if you wanted to. He's not gonna do that now.
He is not quite.
Okay, not quite in.
And the rest of these
guys won't be able to. Yeah, he's not quite in. So I'm going to use the time turner on him, and we'll use it on the warrior squad to make it so they fight last in the fight phase. Plasmids can pile in. You want to pile him in?
He's going to activate his lightning aura.
Oh, that's right.
Start of the fight phase.
Oh.
Roll a d6 for each unit within 6, and on a 4-up, they take a mortal wound.
No! All right, so I think that's everybody except for maybe the ancients.
Yeah, not the banner.
Yeah.
I guess I could have the 6 pointing that way.
Sweet. So every unit.
So the
intercessors. Yep.
No.
Judas here.
Wizard.
Car. Yep. Takes mortal wounds.
Man with shield takes a mortal wound.
Now he has a 4+ invulnerable save from his relic shield against mortal wounds.
Oh, that's cool.
And he passes, so he's okay.
And then these boys, they take 1 as well.
Sweet. All right. So I think they have 3 wounds each. So they're gonna get 2.
Here, you can use these. Whatever number they may be.
And then Judas here I think has 5, goes to 4.
He has 5 and
goes to 4.
3.
Yeah, so he'll go to 2 and he'll go to 4.
There you go.
Using little dice is a handy way for low wound models to keep track. Just make sure they're a color you're not rolling for your rolls to hit and rolls to wound. So now we get to pick a unit to fight. Now, when you pick units to fight, all the units that you charged with during your turn fight first. Then your opponent gets to pick a unit to fight with. I'm marking with this guy's little thingamajig, the warrior unit, to make sure that they can't fight until the last unit picked during this turn. So I'm going to start with, I think, the Blade Guard veterans. And we'll see what they can do. First thing when you fight is you pile in, you can move up to 3 towards the nearest model. Now these guys are already within engagement range, and this guy's within range of a friend in engagement range, so everyone's gonna get to fight. Then you pick their weapons and you fight with all their weapons. So they have mastercrafted power swords, and that means that they're gonna get to make, I believe, 3 attacks each.
4 with the sergeant.
4 with the sergeant. They have shock assault, so 10 goes to 13 attacks, and 3+ normally, but +1 to hit because their banner's nearby. And then I get to reroll 1s, because El Capitan is here. 13 on 2s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s, because the cap's there. So 13 hits, and another strength 5 against your toughness of 4.
So 3s.
So 3s to wound.
Rerolling 1s. Oh no, you ran away.
And I ran away from my sergeant, so I don't reroll 1s anymore. So 1s and 2s go away.
Did you kill all 10?
I don't think I did. I killed 9 of them.
We're gonna keep the guy
at -3. That's right. So somebody near the reanimation friends are gonna be alive. And now the other models can pile in, but they have to pile in towards the nearest model, and they can't fight them because they didn't charge them this turn. So that'll be problematic for later. So I could, but I can't fight him. We could go with, I guess, the Ancient, and he could fight this Swarm. He only has a pistol. This guy's he's just waving the banner real hard. So 4 attacks on his profile, +1 from shock assault because he charged. And he's gonna hit on 2s because he also gets his banner benefit. He'll reroll 1s because the boss is next to him. The Space Marine Captain's Rights of Battle. And then he'll be strength 4, so 3s to wound against that Scarab. And he gets 1, 2, 3 wounds. You get to make your saves of 6 or better. 6+ save for the Scarabs. Step on him. Nope, 1 wound left. These 2 units could be picked to fight, but if I pile in, I can't fight the models because I didn't charge them, and they'll get to fight me back. So there's no point in me piling in. I'm just going to skip them completely. And we'll go over to the Assault Intercessors, and they're going to pile in towards the Scarabs, yep. I don't think I'm going to get all of them, but we'll at least get a couple. I'm going to get, no, I think actually everybody, yep. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 guys. They've each got 2 attacks. They have an extra one from their chainsword, their Astartes chainsword for 3, and they get an extra one for charging for 4. So 9 times 4 is 36, and the sergeant gets a bonus 1 for 37. So I'm going to roll 3s, rerolling 1s, because of the captain being there. I'm going to roll 12 3 times and add a die at the end. So that's rerolling 1s. 1s and 2s go away. 8 again. Come on, Ash. Rerolling 1s, no 1s. 8 plus 10 is 18. Last roll, and then I'll add a die. 18 rerolling 1s. 1s and 2s go away. Plus 8, so 26. And an extra die. 27 hits. Strength 4 against toughness 3. So 3s. First 12.
Am I dead?
Not yet. Not yet. That's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and -1, so you don't get any saves. Do it again. You're dead. You don't get any saves. Obliterated. All right, and that's the Outriders, the last charging unit that can fight, and they'll just pile in. So going towards the closest model. I'll just make sure he's in as well. Now they have a special rule where they get their shock. They have two attacks. Astartes chainswords for 3, shock assault for 4, and then 5, 6 because they have like a charging bonus for being bikes. That's 12 attacks from them, hitting on 3s. No rerolls because they're all out of range of all the character auras, so 8 hits. And then 4s to wound, strength 4 with their Astartes chainswords into these Necron warriors. And that's going to be 4 saves at -1 because Astartes chainswords are AP -1.
Just hang in there, guys.
There you go. 5 4-ups. Or sorry, 4 4-ups.
I made 2.
You did. So 1 guy's alive. Great. 1 in each squad. Your morale's only at +7 right now. No. You'll be fine. You'll be good. And I think that's all. Now, I could consolidate, but if I consolidate into anybody, they'll get to fight me, so there's no point. This guy could consolidate just to be a little bit closer. And that's my fight phase. So we're into the morale check.
I had to fight back.
Oh, you do get to fight back with that guy. It's true.
He's going to bite those guys.
And so does that warrior.
Yeah, that Scarab's going to bite. Well, the warrior fights last. He gets to sit in his corner.
He gets to sit in his corner. This one doesn't. This one can go.
That's true. We'll do the Scarabs because I looked them up. So he's got 4 attacks on the Blade Guard veterans, hitting on 4s. Yep. And then he is strength 3.
Toughness 4, so less than, so 5+ to wound.
No.
And
he does mortal wounds on a 6.
Ooh, that's cool. Does he choose through me?
Yeah. That warrior will bap those bikes.
On 3+ hits.
Yep.
And then a 5+ less than to wound. No.
And then again on the Blade Guards. Yeah.
3+ to hit. He'll miss. Sorry, he would have been on a 2+ to hit because your Will Be Done would have still been active on him.
Yes.
So now we're in morale phase. So which one? You've got 2 CPs. You could hurt Insane Bravery one of them.
We're going to Insane Bravery the one that lost 9.
That makes sense. So your 2 CPs are gone.
The other unit
and they don't test.
7.
So 7 dice plus 7 is going to be a 1, 2, or 3 to pass. Nope. So that guy flees. Wah! And then if there's anyone survivors, they have to make the combat attrition test. Okay, so we're into 3. Third battle round. No, I went first, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, so bottom of second battle round still. And it's the start of the combat phase. So you're going to CP for the command phase, sorry?
I'm going to score this one.
And you're going to score that one. You have the most models within range.
You have that one because you're troops. I have this one because I'm troops. And then I'll gain a CP. And then we reanimate.
My will be done?
Yeah.
And reanimate and my will be done. So it's whoever you want.
Can I reanimate?
Yeah, my will be done the destroyers to make them +1 to hit.
Yeah. And then 9 of our warriors are going to try and come back to life.
On 5s, you're rolling 1s. Not bad. So 4. Warriors picking themselves off the ground after getting eviscerated by the Blade Guard veterans.
Mm-hmm.
And it is end of command phase. You'd score your CP, or your VP to 2. So it's 2-2. And now it's the start of your movement phase.
Let's get them, boys. I think everybody's still getting +1. Yeah. So this guy's going to walk his 9. Just come walking along.
That's that henchman like, this is now mine. This now belongs to me.
These jabronis are going to walk 9 as well.
So the Scarpack Destroyers and Scorpion Lord just being like, knock, knock.
Which way do we want to go? We'll decide later. He's also running with the boys.
That's right, the plasma site or whatever it is.
These guys are actually going to fall back.
That makes sense.
He has an ability to let them shoot when they fall back.
Sweet.
But I think we'll move them out. When do I do that? Sorry, it's actually in the command phase I have to use that.
Okay, cool.
So he'd do it on them so
that makes sense,
they can fall back.
There's no one else you do it on, so that makes sense.
And I think it's only warriors and immortals. No, it's Dynasty Warriors.
So
okay.
Any Dynasty Warrior unit, yep.
Yeah, but we'll move Mr. Bossman first. He's just going to be like, this is how we do it.
We're coming in.
We're going to move up sword hands and other sword hands.
Because they're actually pretty good fighters when a Cryptek's nearby and the Plasmancer counts as a Cryptek.
Yeah, and these guys are just going to advance out of combat.
Advance to the rear and stay near the objective so that they can trump it.
And they'll, like, hang out. And Mr. Scarab's going to leave, too, because he doesn't want to die.
Now, he can fly, which means he could just fly over to one of mine
9,
and be a body next to it.
10, 11.
There you go.
Hello.
I have 1 wound left, but I'm now contesting this objective. Damn it.
Yep. So we are on to the shooting. Which
that unit should have made a test too, actually, but they wouldn't have cared because they can't roll. With +2, they couldn't roll a 10 or better, so you're okay. We should have just mentioned that.
End of the movement phase. Closest model, I guess I'll move this guy so that the Blade Warriors are the closest model,
Sure.
is my intent. Just a lightning bolt.
The Blade Guard veterans, yep.
Yeah. Finger bolts. Take 2 mortal wounds.
2 mortal wounds, so that's just going to melt this guy because his invulnerable save doesn't count against mortal wounds. It only counts against things that basically would take his save to worse than 4+.
They have a 4-up invuln too, don't they?
They have a 4-up invuln. They have storm shields. They have +1 save and 4+ invuln. So they have 2+ armor saves and 4+ invulnerable saves.
Well, we're gonna start with these boys.
Okay, the Warrior Squad.
Shooting these boys.
All right, so
10
they've
times.
got all
Reapers.
So 10 Reaper shots, hitting on 3s.
Yep. Wounding on 3s.
Wounding on 3 blocks because strength 5 against toughness 4.
3s.
Not bad. Didn't you my will be done them?
No, I did it on.
Oh, you did the Scorpion. Yeah, Scorpion Destroyers. That's right.
3s. Take 5.
Take 5 saves at -2. So with the +1 from the shields,
it's a 4.
It's a 4+ save. 4+ armor. They failed 2.
It's just 1 damage each.
1 damage each. So they have 3 wounds each, which means that this guy right here will go down to 1. Royals.
They've got laser eyes, so they are going to shoot these guys.
Staying an inch away. Sorry, I just making sure they're not inside engagement range of somebody. Do you think?
Shooting their pistol eyes at these guys. Hitting on 3s because they're near a cryptek.
Yeah, bonuses to hit.
Good job, Sean. Strength 5 though.
3's the wounds.
And -2.
-2, so once again a 4+. That last guy will die. No, he's dead. I'm gonna CP that. CP my 1 save for your shooting phase. Because that'll kill him otherwise. 4+. I'd like him to be alive. Nope, he's dead anyway. And that was my 1 reroll for this phase. Plasmancer's gonna go.
He's gonna shoot the remaining warden. D3 times.
Once.
Man, you're not very good at this. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. 1 at -3.
So 1 at -3. So now his 2+ save would become a 5+. Because he has an invulnerable save, he can take that instead. And his vulnerable save is always a 4+ regardless of AP. So 4, 5, or 6. Nope, he takes a wound.
2 damage.
2 damage, got 1 wound left. 3 goes to 1. Warden's gonna go.
He's just gonna shoot into these Space Marines that are right in front of him.
Why not? He's got a Relic Gauss Blaster.
Hitting on 3s. Man, I'm not accurate. Wounding on 3s though, strength 5. 1 at -2.
1 at -2, so they're actually in the cover now, which means that they would have...
also in the cover.
Oh, that's right, that's right. If we're both in it, we don't get the benefits. So my 3+ becomes at -2 of 5+. Nope, 2 damage, so it's going to kill a guy. Greg Lord's got his gun.
He's tempted to shoot because he's blast at those guys, but I want to finish this warden off.
Fair.
He's just going to shoot the warden 2d3 times. 4 times. Hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s because he's hardwired for destruction. Good job.
Not to self-destruct.
Wounding on 3s.
Worst Metallica song.
And gets 2 at -1.
2 -1, so 3+ armor. Good.
Okay, there it
3s
is.
and 3s. Laughs.
I think I'm all out of guns. I fired my once per game gun with my Lord.
Can't you tuck in arrow?
Everyone else died. So we're on to the charge phase.
Well, the Scorpack Destroyer Lord and the Scorpack Destroyers are definitely going in.
Yes.
Who would like to go where?
It's a question of where do we want to fight them. You know what we're going to start with? These 2 jabronis.
Okay.
We're going to charge these 3 guys.
Controls? Sure, go for it. Overwatch isn't going to do anything for me anyway.
Woo.
Off you go.
Come on. And then can my Overlord fight that unit of Spacemans? He's not very good at fighting. Like, this big guy, he's like, okay.
He's decidedly okay. I mean, he's better than a warrior.
He is better than a warrior.
And he's pretty tough.
And he's moderately tough. We're going to have this bigly man go, and he's going to charge...
He's going to get forced to fight last if he's within 6 of that Judicator.
Yeah. I think we actually just try and kill...
Go back away from him? Yeah, that makes sense. Charge
this guy. I hate
Charge Lieutenant? Sure.
All lieutenants should be killed. Woo.
8. He's going to go 8 over there and be like, I'm going to eat you.
I'm going to bad touch you.
I do have a Storm Shield. Destroyers?
They're going to charge into...
The Chaplain?
I mean, they're going to fight last, because you're going to use that ability.
If you're within 6 of me, but if you charge past outside of 6...
They'll charge these 3.
Who?
These 3.
Okay, cool. Just spread out.
7?
7, that should get everybody.
Mostly so I can attack in every direction if I want.
That's fair, as long as you're still in coherency.
Yep. Which is pretty big on these guys. And like that. And he's also part of the squad!
Cool.
Finally, we do have my Overlord.
So you're not engaging my Ancient?
Not yet. I can pile in on him with this one.
Yep.
But I wanted to be outside of 6, because I can pre-measure that.
You sure can.
And not be within 6. And finally, my Overlord. If I don't attack you, you're going to charge me.
Or pile into you.
Or pile into me. So he's going to charge... He's just going to charge them.
Cool.
He did.
And you go.
And he'll just say like that to stay away from that man.
Well, start of the combat phase, I will declare he'll fight last, because he's within 6 of me.
And I'm going to start rolling mortal wounds for everybody nearby.
Do it. That guy?
Dead.
He's just mortal wounded. Yep, no saves, because you don't get any kind of mortal save even against mortal wounds.
This boy?
Captain, yep.
Again?
Relic Shield on a 4+, shrugs it.
He passed it last time.
Did it again.
Will this guy take a second wound? No.
No, well, he was wounded. Yes. Must have picked his dice up.
And then one of the schlubs? Yes.
Takes a wound. No wound this one.
Use all my fighters first. Who charge.
Unless I interrupt. I do have 2 CPs, I could interrupt.
And you made him fight last, right?
I did make him fight last.
Alright. One thing to note, at the start of the fight phase, I am not going to use the Infused Madness on them.
Okay.
Which has a 1 in 6 of killing one of them.
Just killing a guy, but they could come back from Reanimation Protocol.
They could. They could. You're not a tank, so I don't think I need the extra strength.
Okay.
I think we're actually going to start with... Yeah, the little guys.
Cryptrolls?
Yeah, he's little, because I can't pick him.
That's fair.
So they're going to just pile in, stay close, and be like, what's up? We're small. We're feisty. We're going to kill that chaplain.
The Judicator? Try.
Judicator.
Judicator? Judicator?
Judinator?
Jud in the whale? I don't know.
So they have 12 attacks.
Okay.
Between the 2 of them. Hitting on 3s.
They're both in engagement range. They're both in an inch of them, so they can both fight.
Yeah. Hitting on 3s, so 2 more dice on top of this.
Okay.
3s. And then I'll just do 2 more. So 9 hits. And they're strength 5.
Oof.
So 3s to wound. And then they're -1.
All right.
So you can take 7 -1 attacks.
All right. I think I'm 3+. I might be 2+. 4 up Blade Parry, but it's the same as my armor save at this point. So my 3+ goes down to a 4+ because of your stabby little blades.
They killed him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't even CP it to keep him alive. He's only got 4 wounds, so he is dead. You guys really help out when they're around a crypt deck. Whatever he's selling them, they like.
All right.
So now I could spend 2 to interrupt. I think it's actually maybe worth doing. because I feel like my lieutenant needs to go. I'm gonna do CPs and the what's his face? This guy's gonna go. He's gonna.
The boys or him?
How many wounds each do they have?
3.
3?
It's damage 2, so it's unfortunately in the bad point.
Yeah.
And also, amusingly, you'll kill his plasma sight first.
That's fine. I think we attack the Scorpion Lord. There's a total outside chance we kill him, but we'll also do 1 attack into this guy.
He's not in melee.
Oh, is he not?
He never charged.
He never charged. Oh, he just wanted to.
Because he retreated, right?
Right. So I've got 4 attacks. Shock Assault for +1 because you charged me, so 5. Hitting on 2s. I'm going to try and hit the Scorpion Lord with my relic.
Hit my Warlord.
On 2s. It's worth the point. Yep. They all hit, and then it's strength 5.
5s to wound.
Toughness 7, so 5s to wound. But I reroll 1s because I am a lieutenant. 1, 2 at -3, 2 damage.
So I'm forced to use my 4-up invuln.
Pass fail.
Take 2.
You take 2.
He's got 5 left.
5 wounds, but he does have living metal, so he will regenerate them over the course of the turn. And I think that's my interrupt.
Back to me.
I want to do a big chunk of damage. Okay. Scorpion going to go, yeah?
His Flensing Claw rather than his Harvester, so that he gets 2 attacks for each one. So he has 8 attacks with his claws. Hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s because he hates people, and then strength 6, so 3s. So 7 at -1. So it basically just makes you a 3-up save.
3-up save, yeah. Because I'm +1 for my shield, -1 for your save. So 7 saves. I have 5 wounds here.
You
On
should
3
live.
slots. I should live on average. I take 1.
4 left.
4 left. And now your remaining chargers, I think, are these guys.
And then he can't fight till the end.
That's right. He doesn't fight to the end because the time turner still went off. Destroyers.
He's going to go here. He's going to go here. He's going to go right in the middle.
So you can pick who he wants to fight.
And do we try and kill the chaplain? Oh my goodness, these guys are... Wait, which one went where? The multi-hands went this way. They are different, the big guys.
The big side does multiple damage. The other one does more attacks.
They both do more attacks and multiple damage.
Fair enough.
They're crazy. So we're going to attack these 2 into him and this guy into him.
Sounds good.
So we'll swing with the big Hyperglaive first, the Hyperphase Reap Blade, which is that fella. Because he's They Will Be Done, he hits on 2s. And he reroll 1s to hit, because they're hardwired for destruction. And then strength of 7, so 3s to wound.
Yep,
and because they're near the big guy, they reroll 1s to wound as well.
Nice.
So 3 at -4.
So I have a Rosarius, which gives me a 4+ invulnerable save. So even though I'm minus no armor, I get to make my invulnerable save. Pass
6
1.
damage.
6 damage. Damage 3. He's only got 5 wounds. He explodes. But his attacks are lost because he's declared them into the chaplain, and the chaplain's now dead. So the other guy can fight the lieutenant?
Oh, and this little guy's fighting the lieutenant too.
Sure. Sure.
Mostly it's him.
Yeah, so hit him with the proboscis.
He'll have 4 attacks instead of 3. He has +1 with his glaives. Hitting on 3s, or hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s, just like the other guy.
And then wounding on, he's only strength 5, so 3s. Rerolling 1s.
Because of the Scorpion Destroyer Lord.
4 at -2.
So he's got an invulnerable save as well, 4+. 2+ save, his armor would go to 4+ anyway. So either one, 4+ armor save or 4+, and it's 2 damage each. So if I fail 2 of these, I'm dead. 4+. Failed 2, I'm dead. Melts. Plasma Sight just pokes the dead body and laughs in Plasma Sight.
3, doing 1 damage.
Sweet. So all you have left is the guy who's going last, which means it's worth me doing my intercessors now. So they're going to pile in and get as many as they can.
Probably 4.
In range. I think we end up dragging in this Warden.
5.
So guys who are within an inch, I think it's going to be 6, yeah. So
6
1,
dudes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 each, 3 for the chainsword. So that's 18, 19 for the sergeant. So they're going to be hitting on 3s. They'll reroll 1s because their captain is still nearby and his aura is in effect. Rerolling 1s, worthwhile. So the first 6 are hits, and then I take it a die for 19. 6. Not great. Plus 6 is 12. So 12 dice. Wounding on 5. Toughness 5.
Yep. Oh,
well, that was better.
There you go.
How about 6? 7.
7.
7 saves at -1 from Asterius Chainswords.
4-up invuln.
He's got a 5 wounds total.
Yep. 4.
4. He's got 1 left. Oh no, I almost did it. And then it's just El Capitan. I'm pretty sure he's got 5. Oh shoot, I actually have another. You charged me with them this round?
Yeah.
I have another 6 attacks. Because you charge me, I get shock assault.
Oh, okay. Well, my warden goes between the next one. But anyway.
Yeah, he'll just get to go. Yeah, on 3s, rerolling 1s, and then on 5s. One more. Make that save. Stick the landing. He's okay. Mr. Warden gets to fight. He's dragged in.
3s. Wounding on 3s. 2 punches.
Two punches? Okay, so 2 regular armor saves, a 3+, but I got a guy who's wounded. I'm okay. And now my captain fights. He's got, I think, 4.
That's the veterans. Captain has 5.
5, okay. And you charge me with the crypt rolls. So I go to 6 for shock assault.
Hitting on 2s.
Hitting on 2s. Strength 5, -3, 2 damage from his relic blade. So 2s to hit.
Yep.
Everything hits.
4s to wound.
4s to wound because you're toughness 5 right now because you're riled up because the plasma
is there. No, just always 5.
Oh, never mind. Well, I did 5 wounds.
That's
on 4s at -3. I don't think you get a save.
They have a 6-up save. They have 3-up saves base.
Nice.
They're
warriors.
They're shockingly good.
Shockingly good. So 4, 5, 6-up saves.
I mean, they're dead from this, but they're dead. They have 2 wounds each, too.
Sweet.
So it's just like, oh my goodness.
And then I'll consolidate. Do I credit consolidate? No, I'll stay out so I can shoot. Mr. Orville gets one last thing.
And he'll attack the spacemans.
Because he's the final one to fight. He's going to fight the intercessors.
Hitting on 2s. Good job, Scrub. And then hitting on strength 7.
So 3s with War Scythe.
2 at -3.
2 at -3. So 2 6+ saves. They're 3+. Yep. Goes to 6+. Fail, fail.
So 1 dies because he's wounded.
Yep.
And then D3, he does not kill the other one.
Takes a wound. All right. Well, not the best of turns. Not the worst of turns. We lost basically the whole back line, though, which is not great. We kind of crash into each other. So it's top of battle round 3. And we go to the command phase. Oh, sorry, morale. They didn't take enough casualties, and everybody else who could take morale was just dead. So it didn't really matter, the morale phase. So I gain my first turn, or my command phase abilities. I will score 1 point. Well, sorry, first I'll score a CP. I'll earn a CP. I'll earn this objective, because I'm troops. I have more models. And I killed your warlord.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I didn't kill him. He's still alive. That's right.
Also, this is my warlord.
That's right. I forgot the one.
Not even close to killing him yet.
Not even close. You're fine.
Meltas.
Yeah, that's it. The end of my command phase, movement phase. They're going to sit still. These guys are going to move. You're in combat, which you're fine with. You guys are going to move over here, just to sit next to this. They could move 14. They got lots of room. He's going to move over to here, staying outside of an inch. Captain's not in melee. He doesn't really need to be, because I think we can murder that guy pretty good just with pistols. So he's just going to walk into the middle of everything and be like, come at me, bro. Shoot some guns. Now what's cool about pistols is pistols can fire into melee, but they have to target a thing within an inch of them, or a unit within an inch of the unit. So all 7 of these guys are going to shoot into that overlord and try and finish him off. So 7 dice. The pistol rule allows you to fire in melee. Otherwise, units engaged can't normally fire. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because the cap is still within 6. And then 1s and 2s go away. Strength 4 against toughness 5. So you're going to get 1 5+ here to kill him. How about 2 at -1? So your 3+ save becomes a 4+. Oh, and he laughs. It was worth a try. He's going to shoot his heavy bolt pistol into that last scarab and see if we can finish him off. On a 2+. He hits. And then on a 3+, he'll wound. At -1. Dead. We got a heavy bolt pistol here. It's going to shoot into, I guess, the same. We'll shoot your. Are they toughness 5? Yeah, it's going to be the same. Although I could wound him and just get rid of him.
You can't shoot him, so.
Yeah, that's right. He's a character.
Well, you can shoot the destroyers, or my warriors.
Or your warriors. We're going to shoot these guys first then. They're going to rapid fire their bolt rifles, or double bolt rifles, into the warrior unit.
Cool.
And so they'll have 8 shots, because there's 2 of them, rapid firing. Hitting on 3s, and rerolling 1s, because the captain's nearby. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. And then wounding on 4s. 2 at -1, not terrible. So 1 lays down. So he'll just shoot the same target. And he'll hit. And he'll wound at -1. Another 1 lays down. And it's all you guys. I need you to take a big piece out of these.
They don't have
involved, so it's worth trying. So they're all going to shoot the same unit, which means 4 shots from the Eradicators into the Scorpic Destroyers. Hitting on 3s. I'll CP. 1 of the misses.
Oh, okay.
And then strength 8. What's your toughness?
5. Even this guy.
Even that guy's toughness 5. So it's going to wound. So the most I'm going to kill here is 1 because he's going to kill this little guy first. You bet you are. On 3s. They all wound at -4. So he melts. And then
D6 damage.
Am I within 12? I think I am.
That's true.
So it's going to be 2d6, pick the highest for both. First one takes 4.
Kills him.
And the second one takes 1. That's all our shooting. Well, it wasn't terrible. Now we charge. And we're going to charge the boss into them, the Scorpic Destroyers. He goes 5 and makes it. And he's just going to go over here, but not get within 3 of Big Man, because we don't want to fight him. Then we're going to charge these guys into the Warrior Squad, I think. And the Lord.
Sure.
And we go 5, and we fail.
Yeah, because you're not near the Warriors.
I'm not near the Warriors. Ugh. And he's going to charge the Warrior Squad. Yep. And he goes 7 to make it. And he'll just charge around to here.
Otherwise,
yeah, you fight over top and get +1 to saves. And that's all my charges. So my charges go first. So the Blade Guard Ancient, he's got 4 attacks, 5 because he charged, because of Shock Assault. Hitting on 2s.
No rerolls.
No rerolls because I'm not near enough. And then wounding on 4s. So I gotta get 3 wounds here to kill the unit. 2 saves at -0.
Didn't matter.
Sweet.
Kills 2 of them anyway.
The Charger is my big boss man over here. He's got 5, 6 because he charged because of Shock Assault, because of his Angel Death rule. And he's hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s because he's very proud of himself with Rites of Battle. So 5 hits, Strength 5, Toughness 5, so winning on 4s.
Yep.
-3 save.
1.
1 at -3. 6 and you live. Nope. 2 damage.
Kills him. Good chunk.
And that's all my chargers. So you get to pick the first unit to fight.
Well, I'm going to pick him.
That makes sense.
Oh, sorry. At the start of the fight phase, everyone nearby takes more.
Oh, that's right. Yep. On him, 4+.
No.
No, and the
does
unit.
it kill that guy? Yes.
It does. He melts. The overload. That makes sense.
Hidden on 2s. Man, come on.
And strength 7, winning on 3s, higher.
2 at -3.
2 at -3, so 2 6-ups.
Nope.
Fail.
D3. Kills 1.
First one.
And the second one.
2 dead. All right, well, they get to pile in. And they're just going to fight. And they're going to do all 4 into the Overlord. I only get 3 each, 4 for the big guy. So 3 times 4 is 12, 13 attacks. Hitting on 3s into the Overlord. I got to do 1 wound here. Not terrible.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. And then winning on 5s. Come on, get me more than 1. Yeah. More than 1. 3. 3 saves at -1. This should do it.
3 4-up saves.
Otherwise, he's going to heal. Dead.
I can't survive that.
No, not even with the CP.
Mr. Scorpic guy gets to go. Yeah. 4 attacks.
Oh, and sorry, this guy could consolidate after he fights. He's going to pile into these guys. Because I don't want them to be unengaged at the end of the round.
Sure.
And he's going to pile in. And these guys can actually pile in too. I'm just going to go slightly. Consolidate rather. So your Scorpic guy gets to fight?
Yep. 4 attacks. He still has the +1 for now. 2s. Rerolling 1s. And then 3s. Rerolling 1s. Nothing.
Nothing. Oh, he lived.
Some dice go, I guess.
I guess.
He'll go. He'll get to bop you.
1 bop.
With
wounds. All right, so -0, so I get a 2 or 3+ save because it's a shield. Nope, takes a wound. Cool. 4 down to 3.
And then Mr. Wizard, he's gonna bop you with his stick.
With his Killamajig.
He missed.
And the last one's the Royal Warden.
3s and 3s. 2 normal saves.
2 normal saves of 3+ for the Assault Intercessors. Pass.
Yeah.
That's it. So bottom of 3 for the Necrons. I think you're going to score 1 over there. You get your CP first.
And I'll get this one too.
Yes, because you have more than 1 and he's a troop choice. Oh, he has to make a morale check though. Not that he can. Actually, he can't fail.
And neither can they.
And neither can they. Yeah.
We get to come back to life.
You get to come back to life. So reanimation protocols for this one guy.
All 9
dice.
Friends. 5s, rerolling 1s. Come on.
You got 3.
You got 3.
So go back to 4 guys, which even just with the model count now will trump. And you'll go to 4 total CPs, or sorry, total VPs. And then do these 2 guys come back? On 5.
There are 3 guys dead in this squad?
Oh, that's true, yeah. That's actually worth taking him by himself because he gets extra die. And back he comes.
Give me anything.
Yeah.
It makes it easy for him.
Absolutely. So we're on movement phase.
Also in the command phase, he's going to order them to walk away and shoot.
Fair enough.
And that is it. So we're into the movement phase. They are going to walk away.
Makes sense.
Basically just going to walk to the other side here.
Yeah, stay outside of an inch.
As you do.
And then the Plasmancer.
He does not want to fall back because he doesn't get any of his lightning stuff as he runs away.
Ah, I see.
And I think that guy doesn't want to fall back either because I don't want you to charge ever again.
That's fair.
And he's as tough as the other guy was, so that's how that'll go. Also, this guy exists. I don't know what to do with him, so he'll just stand there. And we'll go on to end of movement phase.
Yep.
Psychic attack.
Yeah, his brain melting.
Lightning bolt.
3 dice.
Nothing.
No 4 pluses, so no mortal wounds on the
Really
dude.
needed that to kill you.
Could have melted him, that'd be good.
Yeah, it's not... Yeah, so long as I don't advance or fall back, he can do it.
He can just keep shooting lightning in every direction. Psychic phase, no psychs. And then the shooting phase.
So the Scortback Lord will go.
His options are up here and here, because everyone else is engaged.
Actually, you know what? We'll do them first. And
Okay.
We'll see how well they do. All but one is rapid firing.
Yep, so they're going to get 7 shots, hitting on 3s, because there's no My Will Be Dones left.
Yep.
That guy's dead.
3s.
Nicely done. And then strength 5 against toughness 5, so tied for 4s.
3 at -2.
3 at -2, so 3 5-ups, and they're 1 damage each. Fail them all. So it just kills this guy, melts. Oh, you killed a few of these guys last turn, that's right, morale. 6, they can reroll it for starties. 5, you killed 4 of those to 9.
You do
so
lose
1 would run, and I had to make tests for everyone else. I don't lose anybody else from combat attrition, because on a 1, someone else would run away. Or a 2, because I'm less than half, actually, so 1 more actually runs away, yep.
Relevant.
Runs away. There you go. We forgot so many of them died.
And then Mr. Man's going to go with his guns, and I think we just try and finish off the motorcycles, and accept the fact that that's going to kill more stuff. 2d3 shots. 4. Hitting on 2s. Wounding on strength 6, so 3s. 4 at -1 on Mr. Motorcycle.
Alright, the last Outrider needs to make 4+ saves. Takes 2.
Just 2 damage.
Okay,
1
he's
damage
got
each.
2 wounds left. His living metal takes him up to 6.
And then we're into the charge phase. There's only 1.
Go get him!
I'm helping!
I get +1 attack, sweet. So we have 1 charging unit that can go first.
Yep. So we're going to just go with the boss, and he's going to swing his Hyperphase Harvester. So he's going to hit on 3s. It's -1 to hit, but he's strength 8.
Ugh.
So 3s, re-rolling 1s,
Because he's hardwired for destruction.
and then 2s,
2s to wound.
re-rolling 1.
Oh, thank goodness!
There we go.
3 saves.
3 at, you have an invuln.
Okay, so
-4.
-4, so my 2+ save becomes a 6+ save, but I'll take my 4+ invulnerable instead, because it's better. And I'll fail 1.
3 damage.
3 damage. He's got 3 wounds left. Ugh. I got chopped in the face. Ongoing combats, I get to pick the first combat. I'm going to go over here before the Scorpex go, and I'll fight. So I have 5 goes to 6 attacks, and I'm going to target the destroyers, try and finish them off. If I can do 4 wounds here, I can kill them all. 2s, they all hit, and then it's 4s to wound, and -3 save. 1.
6 up.
Doesn't even kill him. Nope, 2 damage. That's you. So you've got your Plasmancer and your Royal Warden, and then these guys who don't really need to go.
The Warden is better chance of winning.
Go get them.
He'll punch you 3 times.
And miss completely.
That's what happened.
Sweet. All right, well, I guess we go with him, and he'll attack the Plasmancer. So he's got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, because he's a friend with his own standard.
I'm toughness 4,
So 4s to wound. 3 wounds.
4 up
No
save.
wounds.
1 gets through. He has 3 left.
Now the Plasmancer can fight, or the Scorpic Destroyers can fight.
Look at the Plasmancer. Yeah!
He hits
Yeah!
3 and doesn't wound. Strength 5, strength 4.
Strength 4.
Okay.
-3, 2 damage.
All right, well, and these guys pile in. They've got 2, 3, 6, 7, because there's a sergeant there, attacks. Hitting on 3s. Once these go away, 4 hits, and then winning on 5s, because your toughness 5, I believe, right?
Yep.
1, 2 at -1.
4 up save. Pass fail. He has 4 wounds, 3 left.
All right,
Destroyer boys.
go get him. Last fight.
8 attacks, hitting on 3s now, because their will is not being done. Still re-rolling 1s. Not the
No
2.
ones to reroll, yep. And then
strength 5, so 3s.
3s to wound.
And being near the big man makes him mad. So 5 at -3.
5 at -3, so 4+ invulnerable again, because my armor save would be 5+, which would be worse. Fail them all and just die.
10 damage.
And they pile in towards the closest unit. And that's it. All right, morale.
We killed 2 more of them.
2 more over here.
Oh yeah, they can't fail though.
They can't fail. And then over here I can't fail either. Oh, fourth battle round. Not doing great, but I will score this one at the end because I'm troops.
Yep.
And go to 4. 4 to 4. All right, well, we need to kill everything we see. So movement phase, we're just gonna move to here. Shooting phase, we're gonna tap some rifles into this squad. So 4 shots from this guy. Yep. And we'll hit 3 times. Strength 4 against toughness 4. 1, 2 wounds at -1. 1 more dead. The big meltas into this squad. Into your Scorpack destroyers. 4 shots on 3s. And I'll use my only CP to reroll. And then it's strength 8 against toughness 5, so it's going to be 3s to wound. 1, 2 at -4.
1 lives. Well, he's dead.
Well, he dies, yep. And then the other one, 2 dice pick the highest. 6. He melts 2. And now they can't come back. Shoot 2 pistols, heavy pistols, into combat and miss completely. And then 1 heavy pistol into him and miss completely. Yeah, that's right, his banner makes him a better shot. 4s to wound. No. And then it's charge clock. Let's go into the warriors. 8 on Overwatch?
Nah.
Okay. We'll just go all the way over here. Roar!
Touch. Bad touch, bad touch.
Alright, so 4 plus mortal wounds on them.
Nope.
Nope. On him.
Nope.
Nope. And on the bike. Bike has 1 wound left.
Of course it's the bike. Should have overwatched.
Bike's going first. The bike has 3 attack space, chainsword, shock assault, and then charged for 7 dice. Hitting on 3s.
Yeah.
And then wounding on 4s. We could still do it. 2 at -1. 2 5-ups.
And then there was 1. Oh, there's 2. I made a save.
And then we'll consolidate. That's my only charger, so you get to pick the next first unit.
Mr. Warden. 1, 2. 1, 2.
1, 2. So you strength 5 against toughness 4, so 2 wounds at -.
Nothing. He's just punching you in the
3
face.
plus. Take a wound. Somebody's wounded. And then he'll fight with his 4 attacks on 2s. And then 4s to wound. We could kill this guy. Finish him. 3 saves.
Oh, 4 plus.
Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
Another 1.
Just 1. Back with his little kill spear. Hits and doesn't wound.
And then these 2.
My intercessors get to go?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
That's okay. That's okay. So with chainsword, 7 attacks because there's a sergeant there. On 3s, 1s and 2s go away, and then on 5s, because you're toughness 5 with this big fella, nothing. Now your warriors can go.
Yeah.
On 3s.
The same roll.
And on 5s to wound.
In the front.
Whoa, 3 plus, don't kill him. He's dead. Well, morale, no one in my units died. They can't fail, because you can't roll a 10, and they all died. So your 4th battle round, you go to 3 CPs.
We score 2.
Yep, you're going to score 2. And go to 6.
Killed your warlord.
And you kill my warlord for 7, that's right. Back to full wounds.
Roll back.
And to 3 wounds, and to 4 wounds. And it's just characters against the dregs of my army.
We're going to bring back the schlubs.
Oh, don't do it. 5s, you're rolling 1s.
1.
Not too bad. 2. Worth a try. This is what's going to finish me off right here.
The question is, can the warden tell himself to walk out of combat? Yes, he can.
Oh, great. So he's going to walk back and shoot me?
He's going to tell himself that he can walk away and shoot. And he'll just stand on the objective.
Go right there.
Yeah. Movement phase. I don't know. See?
You just got to hold the button.
They're just going to stay within 7.
Right.
And just double tap those mans. And he's going to hopefully kill that guy with lightning bolts. So, and a movement phase?
Now, what's interesting is character, the only thing that needed to be closer was them to keep me from shooting. If you ran onto this objective, I wouldn't be able to shoot any of your characters next turn.
That's true.
Because they'd be the closest unit.
And best you can kill one of them.
And at best I can kill one of them, that's right. Just
so
think
we're just
going
to shoot these guys 8 times.
Yep.
Because I could, you're right, walk over and make it so that they have to shoot down.
And then I can't kill the Scorpack Lord, because the character can't block another character, but a unit can.
Yeah. 3s.
And then
3s.
Oh, my
5.
4 intercessors.
3.
Not too bad.
2.
Not too bad. They just have to pass 1.
You
Somebody
get the
lives.
same, though.
Yeah.
On 3s.
I'm in the cover, so -1 overall on 4s.
4s, that's right.
Take a wound. This guy dies. Just the Sarge left.
Double tap rifle.
This guy.
Oh, I didn't do my lightning bolt. We'll do that after.
Okay.
3s. And I think it's 3s. Either way, 4s will do it.
Yeah, I think
2
it's
at -2.
You're in the cover with me, so he's just dead. And then a 4+ mortal wound on him from your super gun.
3 mortal wounds.
Oh, jeez, he's just dead. Gun, can you finish off these poor guys?
2d3 shots. 4.
Oh, this could be it.
It's only 1 damage.
Okay.
Hitting on 2s. Filled with murderous intent. Not enough. And then
3s?
3s, strength 6. 2 at -1.
At -1, so just 3+.
Oh my goodness.
Take 1.
2 left.
2 left. Can't fail morale there, but everyone else is tabled. So my turn 5 is going to be real short. I don't score any VPs. I score 1 command point.
Kill that.
And we try and kill that Scorpec Lord and make ourselves feel better for a VP. So 4 shots on 3s. They all hit. On 3s they wound.
Oh
no! I guess I CP it, but I can't kill you.
Wounds him.
1 at -4.
Fails.
2 pick the highest. Do 6, but he's got 1 left. Obnoxious. It's not meant to be. And you're going to go 1, 2, 3 at the end of the turn and go to 10. And that'll be game. You can just stand around and that'll finish me off. Very cool. Down to the wire. It was, at the end, it was 10-4, but the last round you scooped up 3 VPs plus my Warlord. So could have gone either way with a few different saves. We had very little left. Not taking this unit to 1 and having them keep coming back is probably twice is the power of the Necrons, and is very, very cool. So all week long, we're going to be playing games of Warhammer 40k, Tuesday through Friday, with various different armies, playing with power, because obviously the chapter approved isn't out yet. And you can see us try out more games. We're going to be jumping up to Strike Force, which means a double-sized table from this. Lots of terrain, lots of different rules, and you'll be able to follow along, I hope, and enjoy our look at the new 9th edition. So there you go, first 9th edition game on the books, playing an incursion. And of course, if you want to check out my review, like I said, of the big core rulebook, you can go up in the video description up here and check it out, and tune in all week long for more Warhammer 40k. Big thanks for watching. We'll see you for more 40k in the future. I'm Ash. Have a good gaming. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirts, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Desperate Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.